Let's get the music going again.
Hello, are we back? Can everybody hear us?
I don't know, like, have chat say, but in theory, we're back.
It looks like we're on. I can see that we're on.
Yes. Apologies, everyone.
Yay! Hello, everybody. I just realised I've only got a green background.
My computer said no, basically. So
yeah, there we go. I realised I had to like that, not the stream. Okay, right. Let's start again. When we last left off, and this is for Kate's benefit, you spoke to a bunch of angels, basically shit talking with angels.
Yeah.
And the angels have agreed that they are going to empower, angels and angel adjacents, possessed people representing the evil gods, agreed that they will focus a lot of divine energy to Ostergold, which means that everybody, good and bad, will be boosted. The one set of people who will not be boosted will be the architect, who is actually a third faction. Yeah, so the people of Ostergold will be stronger. They will heal just by resting for about an hour. So a short rest, they will completely heal. They will be stronger. They will take less damage. All of that will happen when the siege of Ostergold happens. That's something that's already been agreed. They've also agreed that when you go to the Golden City, the forces of Hell and the Abyss will not. Actually, no, just Hell, because I don't think the Abyss was represented.
No, so Abyss was not represented.
Hell will not get in the way, right? They will not try anything while you're in the Golden City.
We got. Oh, did you? Were you here when we said that we're gonna have excellence?
Yes, Kate was here. She helped make the deal.
Yes, that's right. I was there for that, but I was away for a wedding. The one I missed. That's right.
So, you were away on the next one, so you kind of stepped back, and Farewell came in for the second half. And the non-aggression pact is they will do that, but in return, any devils that want to go back and fight in the Blood War can do so. Okay, and you will not destroy them.
I made some sort of deal as well, or made sure that we made a deal that they couldn't take any souls if they left.
Yes, don't worry. I have that written down.
I do remember that, because I was like...
shrewdly done.
Yeah.
That went off. They all went back to the Hawk and Harness. I asked if they had anything that they wanted to do. The answer was no. They went to sleep, got woken up rudely in the morning, and told you need to come to the Green Mansion. They get there. The Green Mansion has exploded, but then stopped, kind of to the point where it's this very Michael Bay, frozen explosion, boom, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And in the middle of this exploded Green Mansion is Renata Green, back like this, with light pouring out of her eyes. At that point, Wild Magic went off. The Wild Magic was the monk table, and they hit the Drunken Master.
Wild Magic went off. Only once.
Well,
if they could do it multiple times, they absolutely would.
They all needed to have a drink, or they were going to have disadvantage on everything that they did. So everybody had a drink, but the one person who had a drink was Farewell, and he took it from that hip flask. The hip flask that got
us a Pegasus
interplanar war
and the interplanar war.
A Pegasus and an interplanar war. Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
that one.
Swings and roundabouts, though.
Yeah. So he went to drink it, and the Drunken Master went off, and he chugged the entire thing. He took 6 spells at a randomly generated level, most of whom have gone off, and he felt a lot better, but then these strange dark ribbons started appearing in his hands, and he decided, well, I'm going to fuck with this event horizon, and I'm going to throw all of that energy at it. And the idea being that I'm going to disrupt it for a short period of time, and when that happens, Glory is going to catch Renata. I mean, an inspired and heroic feat, right? So he did, 10d12? It was a total of 70 damage in the end from my notes.
Oh, it was a lot of damage, yeah.
It was 70 damage that he did to it, which was enough to disturb anything, let's face it, in D&D for a short period of time. I mean, that would even make a fucking Tarrasque pause. Or at least flinch. And so, he fired it at that, and Felicia was, and Glory was just like, got you. rolled a real blinder of an arcane roll, managed to catch Renata. Fantastic. So she's in a demi-plane at the moment, but seems to be out of action. Farewell put the energy through the knife and basically transported the entire event horizon up into the air.
Farewell may have thought that this was, rather than an explosion, this was one of a thermonuclear kind.
Yes.
He is now realizing he's just put a rather large bomb in the sky.
Yeah, so this was not a thermonuclear explosion, and this is about like 20 stories in the air. This is just an exploding building, but it's not any building. It's Renata Green's building. She's enchanted the ever-living fuck out of it, right? So it might be a bit different, but it's nowhere near a nuke.
Yeah,
it was never meant to be.
Maybe sending it to our little island somewhere would have been good.
No, we don't
so
want to destroy
things that you need to be worried about.
Anything.
Yeah, things you need to be worried about, Kate.
Yep. Just a few things.
This event horizon is like a giant sphere of solid air, like a marble, in which there are bits of exploded building. Do you
think our throwable hole will fit it in?
Not big enough. No. Also, there are a few anomalies that are happening around the event horizon. Ribbons of energy are shooting out in random directions. Like lightning, but it's actually ribbons of energy, ribbons of arcane energy, shooting out in every direction and hitting random targets. Energy is being pulled randomly out of areas, freezing entire areas and people in some cases. Then parts of the street are basically coming to life, and the cobblestones are turning into like an onyx tail, several of them, like fingers, like kind of waving tentacles, and then thrashing around, indiscriminately hitting everything around it. Hoster is there, and she's currently destroying the stone things, and then the kind of lightning bolts that are coming out, the energy bolts that are coming out, are being sucked up by the mages using shields and things like that. But they've been there for a while. At the point where you rescue Renata, the green organization starts to withdraw because they were only there for her and she's gone. Right? As far as they're concerned, she's no longer in danger. Their oath is complete. Some people like Hoster might stay if you do, but ultimately you've got this giant ball in the sky, the size of a mansion, the size of an exploded mansion, which is slightly bigger. And you've been told if you can destabilize it, because this marble does take damage, if you can destabilize the marble, then it should just all collapse.
Which is why...
And then fall on the city?
Oh, well, fall on the already exploded wreck of the building.
So it was just sent straight vertical?
Yeah.
We have an idea, Kate. Don't worry.
Okay. I'm not really. I'm sure everyone will do something.
It's gonna require a lot of magical power to destabilize it, first of all.
Yeah, which is where you come in.
Yeah, you're gonna help. Then we're also... plan is also to tell one of the random green organization members go and get as many shield mages as you can borrow from the university, just in case the explosion gets out of hand and we want to protect the nearby buildings. After that, me and Farwell were planning a big acid wall shield wall combo to basically destroy the debris as it's coming down. That's what we discussed while you weren't here.
Yep.
I'm helping.
Of course you are.
She's guiding a knife that's going around and taking out the stone tentacles. So
yeah.
You basically
you and Sashul are doing
crazy
great.
shit off us.
Yeah. You're a good kitty. Don't worry. But yes, first of all, we need to destabilize this while we're waiting for backup. Otherwise, there's always the option of trying to use the energy from the sphere itself to send it into a portal to the Shadowfell, but that might require a bit more.
The Duke turned up. Let's not forget that. Duke Edmund turned up.
Oh, he did. Did he?
Yeah.
Yes, he did, and we basically told him to stop standing around and talking at us and go fucking do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? We
'Cause
fucking
he
ordered
was
around
doing
the
a lot of
Duke.
talking and not a lot of doing.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. We did that, didn't we?
We did do that, yes.
Ah, political nightmare.
I mean, sometimes these people in charge need to understand what actually goes on in the everyday world.
Exactly.
Don't milk their egos. They got enough of that.
Exactly, which is the reason why we have Glory. Glory can soothe any bruised egos, and the rest of us can be
slap them around the head a bit.
Chaotic gremlins. Yes, you can.
Be the Naismiths.
Yeah. Get on with it. Do some work.
Yeah. Right.
Which plan do we go for? The trying to send it into the Shadowfell, or the deal with it like normal people?
Let's deal with it like normal people.
Because normal people deal with exploding buildings in the sky all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, our kind of normal.
It's certainly a very different encounter. Now, because it is an encounter, I've put it so that you have an initiative order. So can I get you all to roll initiative to start with?
Oh, right. Boom.
Hold on one second. There's weird meowing coming from my guard.
Yay, trouble.
23.
23 for the cat.
Meow.
Felicia?
Want me to roll for you, Felicia?
No. I moved from the bed to the computer again.
All right.
I rolled a 10.
10. Okay, Kate.
Excuse me. Hold on. Just opening up D&D Beyond. I've not used it in a while. Here we goes. Right. Initiative. Oh, can I just click on this?
Yeah.
I can.
Click on this one.
I think that's a natural 20. I don't need it so much for initiative, but oh well. Thanks.
22.
I got 22.
Nice.
I don't really want to go first, though.
You're not, because I'm going first.
And when Nick comes back, we will get that. I mean, it's more to see what kind of things happen before you enact your grand plan.
Sure. Why do we get a
making up on the spot.
natural 20 on something like initiative? You don't need it.
It always happens. It always happens.
Yeah, sorry about that. Trouble was making that I've murdered something outside. So.
Had they?
I murdered.
Was it the neighbour?
we don't know yet, but when he starts doing the sort of noise, that tends to mean he's killed something.
Oh,
joy of going off that he's
a
good little hunter.
Yeah, good hunter.
Yeah, 19 for me.
19, absolutely. Right.
I hope he doesn't treat his murder victims like Miri does.
Well, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Okay.
Bear with me 2 secs.
As long as he keeps them outside, say.
So, Corinne, Kate, and Nick are going before the Event Horizon, and Felicia is going after.
Oops.
Okay. Which means that you'll just have to deal with some hink shit going on. So Corinne will be going first, but I'm assuming you want Nick to come back so that you can talk about what you're actually going to do.
Yes. While we're waiting, we can talk about cats killing things, because I distinctly remember how terrible Miri is when she kills things.
Oh god, yeah. This is not Miri from Magic the Gathering. This is Miri, my cat.
Yeah.
She's so I've got a cat that lives with my daughter. She's small, and she's kind of run to the litter, so she's got a weird kitten-shaped body. But she believes that she's a full-blown panther. And so...
Sorry about that.
Hello.
Yeah. No, back now.
Right,
Can't find
so
it, but yeah.
Now you're all together. What is the plan? For Nick's benefit, it goes Corinne, Kate, Nick, Event Horizon, Glory.
Okie dokie.
So what would you all like to try and do? To a certain extent, I will let you rearrange your initiative before, but obviously Glory must go after. Because really a fight where you have to stick to your initiative. Just those of you who are before the event horizon and those after know where they are in the thing.
So we've been told that basically shooting at it is a good thing? You said something about destabilizing it? I don't understand.
Yep.
Isn't exploding
Damaging it.
building? How is it not already damaged and exploding? Have I just missed what's going on a little bit there?
It's a stasis bubble, so the air is solid. Yeah?
Right.
And the Green Organization, when you arrived, said, we've been damaging it, but we can't damage it enough.
Okay.
So we can destabilize it. And one of the majors did say, if you destabilize it, chances are time will reoccur. The explosion will go off, but it should stop all of this weirdness.
Yeah. And the explosion is a smallish explosion.
Right.
I mean, the explosion probably, if she hadn't paused it, would have killed Renata.
Yeah. Oh, I'm saying.
Because she was at ground zero. But at this point, right up in the air, you clear the streets. Some property damage, but.
Right. So the building was mid-explosion. She paused it, and now it's going to continue once we pop the time
but right
bubble.
up in the air. So as long as everybody's like indoors,
understood. Time
there'll
bubble.
be some local building damage, but nothing that can't be repaired.
I get it. Okay, so we're popping a bubble. Are we okay? I'm. Are we on a sort of like the architect's going to attack any moment type scenario here, or?
Basically, from what you can tell, you've got enough time to get to the Golden City, and then after that.
Okay, so we.
Then it's anybody's guess.
Right. Okay, but we think so we're not. I'm just don't want to sort of like be like, oh, here, spend all this stuff popping a bubble only for the whole big bad to suddenly show up.
No, I can guarantee you that's not the case. No.
Okay, I mean, I know that's kind of the point of D&D a lot of the time, but I just want to, because I'm so behind on where we're at, I'm like, my brain.
Yeah.
Okay, I will.
Immediately after this, you're going to the Golden City. So after this session, you're going to the Golden City.
Okay.
That's what the next session will be.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm a warlock. I'm gonna fucking Eldritch Blast. It's but see, this is when I wanted it. Eldritch Blast, but after that natural 20, I only got a 4, so 16 to hit the big bubble in the sky.
It's a bubble
as your blast goes up. Woof, it goes through some weird event horizon bits, and it starts to angle, and then it disappears for like a second and reappears somewhere else. Then there's 2 of them, and then woof, they both fly off in different directions. And then one finishes, and then the other one just keeps going.
Yeah. You got 2 more, though.
Yeah, you got 2 more. You got 3.
Sure. Let's just make some fireworks.
In the sky, or the chance would be that we could hit ourselves with our magic.
25.
25. You kind of go, okay, I saw that bit there was bad and that bit there was bad, but that looks a bit normal. And you hit. Roll for damage. It has an AC.
That is 11 damage.
11 damage, yes. So, you hit it, and you can see the second that it hits the bubble just goes, and there's this strange energy crack. And it's strange that the energy is transparent, but it twists so violently. You can just see the air twisting, and like a prism thing going on.
All right, I'll do my third one.
And if that's the crack that you saw when they hit it before.
Okay, can I do a third one?
Yeah, third one. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, they're getting better each time. 31 to hit.
31 to hit. Yeah, again, you're kind of like, let's do that again. And roll some damage.
That is another 11 to damage.
Wow. Okay. Yes, you really go at it, and there does seem to be cracks. It's a big item, but there are some cracks.
All right, done some stuff. Wait, there's I don't think I really have bonus actions, but let's just check. I can hex or misty step. No, I'm gonna hold and see what other people do.
Okay, Eclipse and Farewell.
Go on, Eclipse, you go first.
Yes. Okay, so there is, because I can't hide from this, but there is a thing I can do as a rogue, where essentially if I don't move, I can take my bonus action to gain advantage.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can. You basically take a knee and steady your aim.
Yeah. So I can get sneak attack. It's my goal to get sneak attack, and I direct Sashul to the weird energy ball he attacked last time, and I think he's having a fun time demolishing.
In that case, just need to make sure I've got this right. Yeah, cool. So that's going off. That's still there. That's going. Cool. So you're attacking, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, go for the attack with Sashul. Now, in this case, you're not using the lash knife. What you're doing is connecting with Sashul and using the mental link, directing him to basically the crack.
Yeah. Holy shit, 16 does not hit, I assume.
He goes through several cracks in time, where just spare time is spilling out of this thing, gets confused and gets really pissed off. He's just going zoop, 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 and you can't seem to find that channel that Cora previously found.
Roll 6 and a 2.
Okay. Farewell. What are you doing?
Okay, I know what I'm doing. Hold on. He says scrolling. Where's it gone? Isn't it there? Is it gone? There it is. Right. So, Farewell puts his fingers together, and as he does, he flings out what looks to be a large spectral sword that just begins to sort of almost like a lattice crisscrosses against each other and forms a wall 100 feet long, 20 feet high, 5 feet thick, directly underneath the basically so I can cover as much of that as I can of the house.
Yeah. So you've got like a net underneath it made of these blades. Yeah.
And basically, and it's right underneath. So it's like, because it's 90 feet. Oh, well, it'll be 90 feet up in the air. So that'll either be as close as I can get it to wherever this building is.
Yeah, go for it.
And basically, the idea is that the wall will catch any falling debris, any magical damage, because it's a physical thing.
And basically pulverize it so it comes down in little bits. Yeah.
Because anything fails a dex save takes 6d10 damage.
Okay.
Sure. And I am concentrating, just so you're aware. That
I would bloody hope so with something as powerful as that. So yeah.
I mean, it is my 6th level spell slot, so you know,
sure.
I'm blowing something big there. But yeah, I'm concentrating.
Okay. So yeah, you watch as the air underneath it starts to churn with all these blades, and in that case, it goes off. So let's see. I would like all of you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
8.
15.
Oh, 18.
Yep. Corinne?
Dang.
So she goes, evasion.
Yeah, it is
I'm
evasion.
evading.
Yeah.
I'd evade this.
27.
27. Okay.
Means I take no damage if I succeed.
So you take no damage, and the rest of you take.
Oh, if I fail, I'll use my ring of evasion to succeed.
You still take half damage, but yeah. Because I picked 0 because rogue.
Okay, the rest of you take 11 bludgeoning damage and 8 cold damage as the various thrashing around you and the cold as energy's being ripped out of the air. It's generally just not a nice environment for you to be in.
Did we have some sort of rest? Because I'm 98 of 112.
You should have long rested first.
Yeah.
So long rest yourself and then apply it. So yeah, that was because you all failed.
Simon, if I fail, I use my ring of evasion to succeed.
Oh, in that case you get nothing. Yeah.
That was 11 damage, yeah?
Yeah, it was what, 11
I think
and
so.
8. Yeah.
And 8.
I think it was. Yeah. I think it was it 8 bludgeoning and 11 cold?
Yeah, okay, so 11
and then 8 cold.
Okay.
11 and then 8. Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
yeah.
damage.
Yeah, I've got the 8, but the 11 was
done.
As well.
I rolled a 19 for my concentration check.
Okay, yeah, you're good. Yeah, so you're holding the wall. Yeah. Let's see if anything else goes off with this. I need to check if...
Stop clicking random buttons on D&D Beyond. It's just so tempting.
Ribbons of energy shoot out in lots of random directions, but none of them at you. Okay, so farewell. You get out of 30. You get hit.
Yeah.
And you
and
you get 20 piercing, and 11 lightning as one of these animated cobblestone tendrils slaps you.
Ow! Fuck.
And then Kate, another one hits you with a 21 to hit.
I rolled a 17, by the way, Simon, for my concentration check.
Cool. 15 slashing for you.
Oof.
This one was a cartwheel that just animated and slashed you. And then,
animated and slashed me. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the terrain is randomly coming to life and then not
doing anything.
Oh, gee. Oh, wow. Okay, this is quite a difficult encounter. Corinne, 32 to hit.
Let me check. Yes.
Yeah. Simon, we're not playing Pathfinder.
It's all around you. So yeah, the thing is, it's all around you. So it's got this. So that will be 17 slashing damage.
I don't have concentration or anything, so that's fine.
That's the Event Horizon's turn. Done. You'll be somewhat pleased to know.
Technically, anything that is near
you
that
said
blade
it had a
will now
little
take
bit
a
of
60,
cracks,
10.
but it didn't look close to being
No, nowhere near.
good.
So, Glory.
Mm-hmm.
The Event Horizon is there above you. You can see the crackling wall from.
I'm gonna cast melt at it.
You're gonna cast melt. Okay.
Good shout. Good shout.
What's the what do I need to do? It's Constitution, isn't it?
Oh, with the dexterity.
Dex save.
A dex save. Dex save. It hasn't got very good dex. It has some.
I was hoping so because it's an inanimate object.
Yeah, it does have some dex, as in it's twisting, writhing, but it doesn't have conscious dex. In fact, compared to all of its other stats, that's probably the best one to go for. Let's have a look. I'm assuming a 13 does not get past you.
No, it fails, so it's gonna take the entire 13d6 plus 40 damage.
Okay.
91 damage.
Lisa
How much?
is very happy.
91.
91 damage.
I have been waiting this entire campaign since I got that for something to fail.
So you see where Cora has gone and put the cracks in it, and you're like, yeah, that's the one place it's not twisting right now because it's got cracks in it. You run behind Cora, kind of almost putting your arm over her shoulder just to draw the bead, and you just this thin line goes from your finger. When it hits, there's this huge gush of acid. It goes straight along the cracks, and this acid glows. There's this huge screeching sound, like putting metal on top of putting hot metal, then water, then metal on top. There's a screaming as the steam normally escapes the two bits of metal, and you watch as the cracks just along the length of it start to get incredibly worse, incredibly worse. Something about your ability to channel magic through acid has managed to disrupt this matrix. Okay. Anything else?
So it looks much worse now.
A lot worse.
Good. Let's do it again.
Do you have enough spell slots?
No, she can. Oh no, you can't twin strike.
Oh.
But you can do it at a lower level, right?
Yeah. I can't use it at 8th level again, but I can use it at 7th level.
Yeah, because
what level was it you used for your teleport earlier?
The dimension plane is
demi-plane.
Oh, I meant yeah, that was 8th level. This was a 7th level, and I can still use the 6th level because that is the normal melt.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm just going down the list.
Yeah. Start at the top, work your way down. I am glass cannon. I try to make sure that I win before I die.
Let's double check here. Twin spell. Whenever you cast a spell, that's that's.
If you're using twin, that won't work because you have to choose a different target.
I meant quickened.
Quickened.
Yeah. You can spend 2 sorcery point to change the casting time to 1 bonus action. Yeah.
That's it.
That is it.
Okay. So selling the farm on this one. Go for it.
Yeah, roll the dex save.
Oh yeah, I've got to roll it. Oh shit. It's the one thing that I didn't stat at. 14. No.
Nope, that's a fail. Take another 65 damage.
65. Okay. Yeah. The acid just glowing, and after you put the first one over Cora's shoulder, you just take the other arm, put it next to it, and the second one goes in. At this point, you're kind of almost controlling the acid, pushing it deeper in, almost like you're controlling the animate water spell. And instead of making pleasant streams and stuff, you're just telling it to permeate into this thing. And yeah, it's starting to really crack at this point. The whole thing is starting to vibrate and shake, and yeah, it's nasty. So that's Felicia's turn.
Yeah. And
we go back up to Corinne, Kate, and Nick in any order. If you want to coordinate your efforts, you can do that.
I am just doing, because this is acid, isn't it, Felicia? I'm not sure D&D Beyond is counting your acid mastery. So I'm just
it's supposed to add my charisma on each of those, so that's a plus 10 over those 2 attacks.
Yeah, charisma, and your ones counts as 2s.
Oh god, yeah, you're right.
Jeez.
And you got a lot of 1s in your second one. You got 5 1s, so those are 2s instead.
Who says sorceresses are balanced classes?
I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what am I doing wrong when I'm like doing 11 damage each time?
I did 30, and she's like, boom, 160.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I never know if I'm doing things wrong.
You're not. It's
1, 2, 3, 4.
If you went cantrip versus cantrip, Kate, if she wasn't allowed to use her spell slots, you would be
Okay, that's
wiping the floor with
6
it.
extra damage for the ones, and then 10 for my charisma.
I've got the charisma in
That's another 16 damage on it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no huge difference between the huge amount of damage you did already.
No.
Yeah, it's
But
the
it
same
does bring
animation.
me up to 172 damage in one turn.
But the fact that it hasn't gone down suggests that you may have to get a little creative. The huge amount of energy that you put into it now, blowing a lot of your major spell slots, has done something. But
It sure has.
yeah, as I say, this is a very unique encounter. It is based off a creature that has the right CR level and all the rest of it. But yeah, this one can hang around. It can take some damage. Huge item in the sky. So Corinne, Cora, and Nick. Well, Corinne, Kate, and Nick.
Corinne, Cora, and Nick.
I'll get it one day.
Never, ever. Right. So I've got my barrier up.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of painful things happened to me. So I'm gonna place a hand to my chest and I cast Cure Wounds at 5th level because you took over half my fucking health off in one turn.
It's nasty.
It's real fucking nasty.
This is very much a teamwork encounter. I've seen how bad this can go.
I take 44 points of healing to make the bad nasty owl go away, and I feel much better about myself.
Bad nasty owl.
I'm like, that hurt. That really hurt, and that's really, really upsetting.
You big meaty.
Yeah, you big little shit. Fuck you. Something more that I can do at the moment because that's an action, and just hope that fucking blade barrier is doing something that will help.
It will do. If this explosion goes off, I will pretty much say that a lot of the damage that would have happened, not to mention the fact that you're directly underneath it, I'm going to mitigate that heavily. If you manage to keep it up, and there will be a reward.
Okay. Well, that's going to be farewell then.
That's why I didn't cast the acid wall yet, because we need to get it ready to combust.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So yeah, what's the three of you doing?
Hey, press that a bunch of times.
I mean,
half my 172 damage in one turn.
Can I hex a time bubble?
Yes, you can.
Fine.
Any target you can see, any target you can damage can be hexed.
I will hex it and I will Eldritch Blast it.
Yep.
You do remember you do have your Crown of Stars, which does do 4d12 damage.
It just seems, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but it's like, it's a bubble in the sky. It doesn't feel like I need to be pulling out. It's an unstable
part of reality that if it's allowed to persist will probably kill a lot of people.
Okay, maybe I'm just thinking about this in the wrong way then. That just seemed like quite a big thing to suddenly pull out my Crown of Stars on this.
I mean,
Glory just...
There is a chance that you will be able to go somewhere for an hour after this, so you will get it back.
That is... No... Can I? It's
a
Mystic Arcanum. I don't know.
Mystic Arcanum, no, you only get that once a day.
Yeah,
but we have been promised a long rest, according to Lisa.
Well, who promises anything in D&D? I never believe it.
Did.
Also, we choose when we go. We do have.
So,
yeah, technically speaking, you can just turn around to Glory and say, "Take us to the island. This is fucking boring me."
I mean, hold on. What does this Crown of Stars do? Because it's radiant damage. Would radiant damage something like this, do we think?
Well, acid just did.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. If I'm allowed to retcon what I just said, then I will Crown of Stars. And I will...
You've also got Blight and remember on your reaction, Hellish Rebuke. They're also like big ticket stuff that
Hellish
you can do.
Rebuke is if she gets
That's if I
hit,
get
though.
damaged. Well, to
Which
be
you
honest,
did
I did.
previously.
I'm down to 78 hit points, you know, from 100 and something. That was quite a lot of damage. Okay, so Crown of Stars, it's one thing per action, I think, gets released. So yeah, we'll try it. 25 to hit.
Yes, hits.
All right, come on then. Big whammies, please. That ain't bad. 29 damage.
Yep. So one of your stars lights up the entire thing. You can see all the twisting of the air, the solid air, as the light passes through it. And you said 27, yeah?
29.
29, nice. And that was your bonus action, I believe.
Oh, well, hold on. That's a good point. No, I think to cast it probably is an action, and then to release one is...
Then to release one is a bonus action. So next action, you're doing 3 Eldritch Blasts and a star.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Is where you become a turret, yeah.
I forgot that it happens on a bonus. Yes. All right. Yes. Good point.
So you'll be doing a star and 3 Eldritch Blasts. It's
Cora goes, but
well, hold on. So that was my action was to cast it, and then okay, cool.
Yeah.
And if you hex as a bonus action,
I was gonna say if I was gonna try and hex, but I can't do that.
Also concentration.
I would say that in the beginning of a combat, you really should cast Crown of Star and Hex, and then the next turn you start doing damage.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Is Hex concentration? Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, so you can't have both.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't have both.
Can't have both.
No, they're both
is
concentration.
Crown of Star also concentration?
Oh, wait,
no, it's not concentration.
It's not.
I don't think it is.
It's not. Oh shit! Yeah.
So you can cast Hex.
Yeah, you can cast Hex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to cast Hex or send a star. I can't do both, but
I would suggest.
Well, no, because once Hex is
up, it's up.
It's up.
Oh.
Yeah,
so
and it's all those extra d6s with every attack. Yeah. Like I say, warlocks once warlocks wind up.
Once they learn how to play after 3 years, they'll
This build of warlock is like a minigun. Once it winds up to its full speed, they are disgusting.
Yeah. So you could hex now, and then on your next turn, you're adding d6s on top.
No, I can't because I sent a star already, which I shouldn't have done. I should have cast it, hexed, and then. Yeah.
Don't use. Oh, right. So you don't send a star.
So next turn, if she does Eldritch Blast
let's
and
check.
Hex.
Actually, hold on.
I thought you might have sent a star as part of
the release one. Yeah, maybe. Hold on.
Oh, actually, yeah, you might get a free one at the beginning. In which case, Hex can absolutely happen.
Bonus action now. 7 stars. You need to use your bonus action.
You can use a bonus action to send it out. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, next turn, if you do Hex, Eldritch Blast. Then the following turn after that will be crazy damage.
I mean, by which time the acid balls would have probably killed the thing. But
this is incredibly large.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that was Cora. Eclipse.
Well. Again, there's no point in hiding from this thing because I can't hide from an inanimate object. So I will use my bonus action to get advantage and hopefully hit this time. Is my goal. I stand still. 20.
20 to hit, yeah?
Yeah.
Misses.
I'm gonna use a luck point. I'm not gonna have another turn where I don't do anything because that's fucking weak. Okay, luck point.
You hit things normally, you kill things normally. This is a difficult one. It is designed to be difficult.
That's a luck point.
Is that a second luck point?
She just used 2, yeah.
Yes, because I rolled a
Simon,
1.
you evil man.
Hey, I gotta have some fun.
29.
What's that?
29.
No, it does hit. It does hit. I don't want to sleep on the sofa tonight.
What is Seshul's thing? It's 1d10 plus...
It's 1d10 plus 1d6, and then your sneak attack damage on top.
Yeah.
If you send me the details, I'll build him and put him in your inventory.
Yeah. Okay, and where is my? There should be a button for my sneak attack. Where are you? All features.
I'll have to write the blurb with it, Nick. But I'm wondering how much blurb to give you because it's fun letting you guess what the rules on Sashul are. He has turned on someone in the past. As in, they mid-combat, the knife turned around and started attacking them.
Ooh.
He is a fickle dice.
12 plus 29 is 40. 1 plus 5 is 46.
Okay. 46. Yeah. After
of Sashul damage.
I mean, your brain is going fucking mental. All these luck points are actually you just kind of no this way, no, not that way. I can see the thing, and you kind of like you're not sure how long you can hold this up for, but you finally manage to guide it into this glowing acid-bound crack that Cora and Gloria have managed to put into it, and you finally manage to guide him in, and then there's this huge and there's this weird ripple goes out all over the place. You can see the cracks have continued, and a few bits of masonry fall out. They start to suddenly, happen. Not fall out. They explode out. They hit Farewell's wall, and there's this huge as it turns into pea gravel and starts raining down all over the place.
Okay. So that wasn't all of it dying, right?
That wasn't all of it. No, it's not dead. It's not even bloodied. So that was Kate and Corinne. Nick.
Have my go. I healed myself, remember?
Oh, you healed you. Oh, right. So that was all three of you. Okay.
It is the orb's turn.
It is the orb's turn. Everybody make me a dexterity saving throw.
Does a 19 pass, Simon?
Oh, you'd like it to.
5.
I just want to know if I need to use my ring of evasion again.
How many times can you use?
3?
3 times, yeah.
3 times.
17.
So all of you have failed so far.
I use my reaction to blow a chrono shift, and I will re-roll my saving throw.
Sure.
Nick does not want to get hit again.
Nick, how do I change dice?
I can't remember.
Okay, I will just roll.
How do you what?
Betrayed. Natural 20, never mind.
These dice have betrayed me. No, these dice may return.
This digital dice that's rolling on the...
Okay, so Felicia failed, but she evades. Nick is re-rolling. Kate has failed.
21.
21. Yep. You kind of suddenly feel everything moving around you, and suddenly you go like fucking meerkat, and you're just there looking at things, and suddenly something kind of whiffs over the top, and you jump forward. As you jump forward, you can feel this crackling, especially considering your water genasi, this crackling of your skin, and you suddenly lurch back away from an area where all the energy has been pulled out. It's almost like dipping your chin into liquid nitrogen. So the ones that failed were Cora, just Cora. Okay, so Cora take 11 points of bludgeoning damage and 19 points of cold.
19.
Ramping up.
Don't have
Do,
anything that stops
Nick
me from
and
getting
Felicia take
cold
half
damage,
that?
I'm assuming.
Simon, does Nick and Felicia take half that?
No.
Oh, we
It's
made
all
it.
or nothing.
Oh, okay. I'm not special. Well, actually, I am,
Oh,
because if
you're not.
because if I do fail, I still take half because evasion.
Yeah.
But...
And then let's see. The ground is going to open up and try to nom on the kitty.
Oh no.
Enough.
Natural 20 at 36.
Nick!
He already blew his reaction.
What?
Say that again, because like my connection went wonky. Say that again.
Where did
Natural 20 at 36 on the kitty. You used your reaction, didn't you?
I've used my reaction. I can't cancel that.
Okay. Take a total of 49 damage, Eclipse. Part of it's piercing, part of it's lightning. I don't think that matters.
No,
Oh.
she's got none of those resistances.
Ow.
Yeah. As you.
By the way, there is a special thing about my armor that you two, Glory, and you, Simon, have never told me about. Does anything happening right now cause it to go off?
No,
it's your shield, isn't it? It's a shield.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't go.
Just finally reading up on some
You need to be
stuff.
creative, Nick. I'm sure in the Golden City you can figure it out if you try enough stuff.
I have the Burning Brand, which apparently, having reread, gives me resistance to fire or cold damage from one attack as a reaction.
Yep.
I mean, we haven't had charges for a long time, so I don't really know. But like, would that mean if I get cold again, or if I got that cold, I could have taken half?
You could use a reaction, yeah.
Yeah.
The charges, I'm pretty much recharging it on a long rest anyway. So yeah.
I'll remember that and maybe reread my stuff. Oh, I know, we haven't done finesse in a long time.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the one that's you. Glory.
Hello.
30 to hit.
Yes.
14 slashing as a lamppost basically animates and hits you in the back, but it's the glass that smashes almost like teeth into your back that gets you.
What was that actually hit me in the end, Simon?
Oh, sorry, I didn't give you the animation. The animation, as I said, the floor was numbing you.
Floor, yeah.
Basically, as you were walking along, the floor just opened, you landed into it, and it went and claps onto you.
Eclipse was standing still, so basically the ground just opened up under you.
Yeah. And it tried to bite you. And
it did bite me.
It bit you hard, yeah. The lightning, by the way, is that it's a destabilizing energy. That's the thing that's animating it. And it no longer is animated. You're having to pull yourself out of the floor. You're not grappled by it or anything like that, but basically loose cobblestones and stuff. You kind of pull it out. You can see that you're bleeding heavily. And then finally, farewell. You're fucking kidding me. Another natural 20. 29 points of slashing damage on farewell. As what will we go for? A merchant's cart. Somebody brought a merchant's cart down just to see the spectacle, and when they ran, they left it behind. And the merchant's cart, the canopy, basically just starts thrashing around, and it's made out of it's like a metal frame. And before you can get out of the way of it, it just hits you with one of the metal limbs and puts a huge fucking gash into you.
19 for my concentration check.
19. Yes, that's fine. Yeah, because it has to be half. Yeah.
Half or 10, whichever's higher.
Yeah. In this case, yeah, it's half. So yeah. Okay, that's it done. This is a really dangerous area. Retreat is an option, but for now, it's on to Glory.
Hi. Yeah.
There were also ribbons of energy that shot about the place, but none of them went in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
Recharge mechanic.
Yeah. I'm just considering whether to do chromatic orb or acid ball, but I don't know how con save would work on this thing. It was bad at dex, but I can imagine a building has pretty good con.
Yeah, because it'd be pretty robust, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Solid air as well.
Yeah, so probably a chromatic orb is better. It doesn't roll it. I need to click that. Oh. Oh dear. That is the worst roll I've done so far. A 17.
Nah,
Are you serious? A 6 plus 11.
It whiffs all over the place. By the time the orb explodes, it's nowhere near the orb.
Hey, I'm blowing my thingy to do it again.
Okay, another 2 spell slots. Another 2 sorcery points, yeah.
Oh, natural 1. Thank you for that.
Again.
Well,
we do feast or famine on the dice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
the dice give it, and the dice give it away.
Yep.
Yeah.
To be fair, you put a lot of damage in. You were due a whiff. So yeah, that's glory.
So we're back at the top.
Back to the top.
Half past.
Ow.
Yep. You want to have a quick break?
Might be worthwhile.
Yep, absolutely. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in 10 minutes' time, where we'll decide whether or not the guys are going to commit and try to take this thing down, or take the same advice as the rest of the Green Organization and get the fuck out of there. So we'll see you in 10 minutes' time. See you soon. And we are back. When we left off, the scenery was kicking the shit out of everybody, and you were brute force trying to destroy a large sphere of stasis. Now, I think we finished off last time with, what was it? Who went last?
Wasn't it Nick about to go, and he suggests because it was the top of the round?
Yep. So,
top of our
Nick,
round.
What would you like to do?
Well, crying is a free action.
It is.
You know, we get the necessary crying out of the way. Because, you know, always use your free action, kids. Always use your free actions.
I'm bleeding.
You'll live.
Bleeding. I am on less than half health. I'm bleeding.
Yes.
You'll live. I ow so hard.
I ow. People are high this time.
Hold on. So, question for everybody. Technically still have my divine intervention.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just gonna ask God to come and take it away?
Basically, just be like, hey, fix this shit.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what?
Okay.
Because the only other things I can think of are concentration, and I'm already using that for a very good reason.
I mean, you've got a 15 out of 100 chance, so... Okay.
Yeah.
15%. Might as well try.
How do you want to do this?
I think we have a D100 in the chat, so...
remind me the chat roll command again?
Exclamation mark D100, it should be.
Oh, here we go.
Too far in the other direction.
Too far in the other direction.
That's an interesting roll if you're playing Call of Cthulhu, though. Yeah. So, you ask the Raven Queen, and no one's listening.
The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please hang up and try again.
Anything else, Nick?
I will use a bonus action. I will mass healing word at a... What spell slots have I got? Sorry, bear with me. Do have a fourth, so I'll do it at a 4th level. So just got to find this spell. This is 4d4 plus 5. Oh, that's right. It's massive. Hold on, let me just double check. My D&D Beyond is being like really weird. Yeah, each slide 1d4. Yeah, cool. So sorry, it's 2d4 plus 5. Because it hits everybody and it's a 3rd level spell slot. I thought I was being wrong there. So 2d4 plus 5. So everybody gets 11.
Yay.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Takes the edge off.
Yep.
How much did we get?
11.
Cool.
Remind me to put that in when I get to a computer.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So that was Nick did Cora, and so yeah, Cora did her Crown of Stars. Eclipse did her attack with.
No, I haven't done anything this time
We
round.
haven't done anything yet.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, we've gone back around. So yeah, Cora and Eclipse. What are you doing?
Also, was that like, because I have that thing that if Eowyn's around, I get full health on whatever's meant to be cast.
Whatever you get healed for, you get the maximum.
Yeah. So
right.
what was
in that case? That would be 8 plus 5, so that would be 12. Yeah.
So I get one more because we got 11.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Ding. 60 hit points.
Okay.
Okay, I've been looking at my spells and figuring out my things. So I haven't used this yet because it's new.
Ooh.
I don't think so. Why not?
Go for it.
I'm going to set up a wall of light.
Ooh.
It can be free floating. So it can kind of just be up there near it.
I'm looking that up now.
Now, so it blocks line of sight, but if I put it on the side, like this is like almost like a bull, right? So if I you
can just put it underneath, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to like put it so that someone else can't, hit and stuff. But I don't know how big this thing is.
I'm going to say.
But essentially,
there's no map here. You can put it in such a way.
I put it in a way that is there, sort of like yeah.
And it can't move, so it'll just stay in there.
Well, it just sort of sits there, and but. No, so this isn't a creature. This is the only thing. So the creature is meant to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah,
so you put the wall of light through it.
No, I think no, it sort of points in a direction a bit like a firewall and stuff.
Yeah, it works like acid wall.
You just
one
sort of
side of it that hurts things that are close to it.
So I'm kind of just going, there you go, beam at the mic, whatever. Something like that. And then, but because the creature that ends its turn, the wall's area takes, and the area is like 120 feet, so... And I'm putting it like right next to it up the top. So it's blinded for a minute, but again, it's an exploding ball. So, but basically, yeah, Constitution saving throw, and if it fails, it takes 4.
Right.
4d8.
I've just read it, and it doesn't do the same thing as firewall.
Maybe
a wall
not.
Of fire. So
and
it
doesn't do the same thing as blade barrier either.
What do you mean?
So basically, if something tries to pass through this wall of light, it must do a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 48 radiant damage and is blinded for 1 minute.
Yeah.
On a successful save, it takes half as much damage and isn't blinded.
That's not just when it that's just in its radius. It doesn't have to have walked through the wall to do that.
Yeah, it says when the wall appears.
When the wall appears. And then it says...
but it also, if it ends its turn within
if it ends its turn, it also takes 48 radiant
so it's just going to
well.
sit there, because this thing isn't moving. So it's just going to sit there now until it saves against it or whatever.
Yeah.
If it can even do that.
So you can either put it underneath in the same way that Nick has put his underneath, so that when the debris falls, it goes through and it takes the damage. Or if you want, you can put it through the orb so that it immediately starts taking effect.
Doesn't it immediately start taking effect anyway, because its range is 120 feet?
No, that's just the light. The light emanates out to 120 feet and dim light for an additional 120 feet. It's bright. Yeah, so it lights up a field of darkness. Yeah, this will light up an entire field full of darkness.
Right.
But then
its area, but each creature in its area, and its area is 120 feet.
No, its area is 60 feet long, 10 foot high, and 5 foot thick.
Okay, well, D&D Beyond says range/area 120 feet, so I did.
That's how far away.
That's how far the light is.
It.
And how far you can start it. Yeah.
So you're saying I have to put the wall through the thing to make it do it?
Yes, but this is made of light, so I'll allow it. I told you this is solid. This is solid air, right? You can see through it, and because you can see through it, light can go through it. Yeah. So I'll allow you to put a wall of light through it.
I mean, I also could literally edge it. Like it just needs to touch it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so
it just needs to touch it. Yeah,
it's not going to go anywhere.
So so you can still do what you want to do. It's just you just go right. I'll just put the wall through it. Here we go.
All right, Constitution saving throw for the ball thing.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's going to be interesting because it's okay. Okay, that's It's interesting because somebody that passes into it takes a somebody who it gets dropped on has to do a Constitution saving throw. But if you spend your entire turn there's no saving throw and you automatically take the damage.
Yeah,
which is
and it
interesting.
Yeah, that's next. Yeah, next time it's gonna keep taking it after this, but this turn it can apparently make a save.
Constitution saving throw
when the
30.
wall appears. A 30 Constitution saving throw.
Yep. So 48 halved, please.
Yeah, okay. On a successful save, it takes half the damage and isn't blinded. Okay,
and
so
the
48.
inanimate object is not blinded.
No, the thing that has no eyes continues to have no eyes.
So, so I don't have to roll the hit. I just do the 48. Oh, I'm quite low. 17.
Is that halved?
No. Okay. I rolled like
so
2
8,
3s, 4, and yeah. Oh, that was
Okay.
useless.
Well, it will continue to do damage every turn now.
It will.
For as long as you concentrate for 10 minutes, remember.
Oh yeah, no, it's a
good
fuck
up
spell.
right now
I mean,
and
this is
just
my
wait 10
high-end
minutes
thing.
and see what state it's in when you come back.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Okay. Did I hit the cast? I thought so. Yes, we cast that.
Just realised you don't realise what you've just done, but okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay.
Of course, I never realised what I've just done.
Because this is going for 10 minutes. That's fucking 60 rounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like it's. Yeah, that's where I was like, oh, there's more I can do
I was
here.
about to say, I think you found a way of killing it. But
well, that's the idea, isn't it? And as a bonus action, I'll send one of my emotes up towards it again as well.
Yeah. Fire.
Natural 20, 32 to hit.
Yes, that definitely hits. Either roll twice the amount of dice or double the amount on the dice for damage.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh no, I'm pressing the right thing. Well, so I'm using the D&D Beyond thing to do. Whoa. Okay. 50 damage.
Fucking busted. Okay.
That was because of the crit.
Needless to say, it's bloodied. It's bloody.
There we go. We're finally doing more than 11 damage.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah,
she's doing it, Peter. We're doing it.
Well. Okay.
You're a real warlock.
So Cora just kind of draws this giant line of blinding light through it. You can see that it's the cracks are going outside it, and then on top of that, she just fires one of these stars, and it just goes boosh along the side of it.
Just got this mental image of Cora going full Galadriel. Not a queen in darkness, but bathed in light.
You think acid is good? Wait, you see this? Wow.
Yeah. So, okay, 56.
The sun.
See, I said in the break that I'm not apologizing for this encounter. I'm really not apologizing for this encounter now. You're going at this in completely the wrong way and winning.
Is there a wrong way though, really? I mean, it's D&D. There is no such thing as a wrong way.
This wasn't supposed to be a fight.
Wait, why did you say roll initiative?
Because I said right at the beginning, well, let's roll initiative to see, whether you're doing something first or the event horizon is doing something first, and then you're just like, right, gonna kick the shit out of it.
I mean, to be fair, we haven't fought anything for months. I think we all just wanted to fight something.
Yeah, we really wanted to fight something. And to be honest, when has brute force and ignorance never not worked for us in the past?
Years to come, there will be arcane scholars that will study what happened here and went, fucking idiots, how did they survive?
It'd be like, how did the fucking morons do this? Every law of Arcanum, divination, every other school of magic says that this shouldn't work.
It's like a quantum physicist that's reading the notes and saying, well, we tried to make the super collider, so then we hit it as hard as we could with a boot, and then it started working. Therefore, boot equals success. Yeah, and they're like, how are they not dead?
Super Collider? I hardly knew her.
Okay, Eclipse.
Can you describe to me what's going on with this thing? Are they...
Okay, so let's set the scene.
Yeah.
The Green Mansion previously was in a large square. It was the square up until the point where it blew up. It was the square. Now that it's blown up, I'm sure you're not thinking of the anachronistic makeup of the city, but you have a feeling that the Green Mansion was built in what previously was like a market square or had like a fountain in the middle or some shit like that. Now it blowed up. All that's left is the heavily damaged foundations. Everything that was the mansion is up there. There's a lot of masonry up there. Yeah, it's gonna be like a giant clay wall when it goes off. However, it's just going to be raining rocks, like large amount of trebuchets all going off at the same time. As long as you're in a sturdy enough building, you'll probably survive. Some people might die. It's Ostergal. People die every day. There'll be some building damage, but generally the city itself will not be wiped out. People are running the fuck away from this, and by now have probably got a good distance away. Up on the battlements, the nearest battlements to this area, you can see that freshly teleported Duke Edmund is ordering the troops who are turning around the large siege weapons to look inwards on the city. One of the descriptions I made before is that compared to traditional siege weapons, these are on a 360 pivot, so they can fire into the city as well as out. They know the siege last time happened inside the city, and so they need to be able to contain something inside it. Duke Edmund has effectively turned his entire city into one giant fuck-off trap. Yeah. The around you there are broken buildings. Objects are animating just for a round and then striking people now that everybody's out the way. The only people that can damage to you. There are bolts of energy that just come down from this thing. And from one 5-foot square to another, you can walk from one square to another and suddenly be in absolute zero cold and taking cold damage. Other than that, the floor animates as well, whips around, sometimes creates like a mouth. You got bitten by that.
Yes.
The nearest battlements aren't too far away. You as a tabaxi could probably get there in 2 rounds. And there are people who you have a feeling of, like down the side streets, people like Costa and stuff like that, if you were to go down there. There are sewers that you know that lead up to the Green Mansion. You know that some of the Green agents actually use the sewers to get in and out. Other than that, anything that you would consider to be in a large commercial street is there. Carriages, horses, well, the horses are long since fucked up. Carriages, stalls, crates, barrels, all that kind of stuff.
Trying to think what I can actually do. Because again, as much fun hitting it is, it's it is clearly
the absolute most efficient project and
Yeah.
most efficient way of dealing with this, as we've established.
Yes.
Clearly.
I poke it with sharp thing. I have sharp metal. I poke the large ball of physics with the metal.
Mm-hmm.
The frozen explosion, it's about to have its inertia. How do you revert inertia? Google. How to revert inertia.
Why are you Googling the answer?
How to revert inertia.
I mean, you don't know what she's doing. Sneaky eyes.
DM, I would like to roll the planks constant, please.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
And what would you say its
good.
current velocity is?
Yeah, what is the current velocity?
Well, currently,
I'm sure there was a
its
different
perceivable
solution, but
velocity
then
by
we
the
moved
perceiver
the
is
time
0. However, because time is frozen, technically it could be anything from 0 to infinite speed.
Yeah.
But technically, by observing it, she's measuring it. Therefore, it should therefore have speed.
Hey, don't you bring philosophy into my house.
I mean,
Look, me and
the
Schrodinger
problem
are very
probably
good.
had a solution. Then we moved the building from the ground into a couple of 100 meters in the air.
Yeah, it still has solution, even though we just moved it.
I don't care how correct you are, Nick. I cease to perceive the threat is never going to win a D&D battle. It's perceived, it's measurable, that means it exists. Quick, everyone look the other way.
I mean, isn't that the false Hydra encounter in a complete nutshell? If you don't look at it, you don't perceive it, and that's how you win. It's one of those, the only way to win the game is to not play the game.
If I can get some other force to move upon it, it should.
Yeah, the force is called everything it explodes into. So what you got to do is let it explode into everything, and then it will no longer have any force to explode into everything. I'm a physicist.
If you're a physicist, that means all you do is maths all day.
Yeah.
Well, also, the fact, currently we have a frozen thing that has a ton of energy. There is cold damage going on.
Arcana check. Give me an Arcana check.
Yes.
So I can at least give you some of the magical metaphysics of what's going on.
I'm trying to apply real world physics
to a magical universe.
9.
9. It's big and it's arcane.
Cool.
It's big and it will attack bigly. That's what you get for a 9.
Your schooling has failed you once again.
The problem is with physics, there's a lot of lasers, and cats with lasers aren't paying attention to the lecturer.
But currently it's frozen, which means we have a chance to. But what I'm gonna say is that we currently have cold damage going off. Things that are going cold are things stopping movement.
It's
Nick.
But naturally, entropy. It would move towards a state of entropy, and thus it wouldn't. It shouldn't get colder.
Yeah, because colder, that means that there's no movement between that we were stopping.
Colder only ever means one thing: the energy moved from that area to somewhere else. That's all cold ever means.
So the cold place, so it's essentially, I think what's happening is the cold bits is the thing sucking up the energy from the things that are growing cold.
Why are you listening to the cat?
Oh, I'm not. I'm just
seconds of cat lecture. It's like, so what I really think is going on. I'm just gonna...
No, this is me thinking aloud. I'm trying to think of a way.
I know. It was just amusing me. That's all.
It's just why are we listening to the cat of all people? The cat. You know, the one that managed to get in the box and die.
Never letting go.
Yeah.
Now that was physics right there. Anyway, and yes, here, sir. Stasis is the opposite of inertia. This is true, which is why it's currently not dropping on everybody. But some other things are going off, and that's the point.
Yeah.
The things that are going off will do more damage over time than the thing actually exploding.
Yeah. Now,
I will say that looking around you, you can see where all the energy is being pulled out of things like cobblestones, and they've just shattered.
Yeah. the energy is being pulled out and it's being essentially added, I guess, to the giant ball.
You rolled a 9.
Yes, but I can still
I can neither confirm nor deny it big. That's what 9 got you. I'm really glad I'm in another room.
I mean, if you want to take 5
Sorry,
minutes,
Corinne, you're not allowed to help when your character is being stupid.
Stab it in the face. It hasn't got a face.
Go on. What are you doing, Corinne?
Backstab it. Oh, hang on.
That's not gonna help.
I inflict bleed. Shit.
Every action is always opposite, equal reaction, blah blah blah. Okay. I don't have the
So
laws.
stab yourself and you'll be stabbing it. Physics tells us that.
I mean, technically,
you know what?
rolled
With
a
a 9, that is
and you
probably a reasonable conclusion.
Quick, everybody hurt yourself. We'll get it. Hmm?
I can't. I can't cast hold person because
It are not a person. Yeah.
Also, it's not going anywhere clearly at the moment.
Yeah, whole person on this stasis field.
Yeah. It's being moved.
I have a feeling that Hermit is hearing dun 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 dun. Straight on Eclipse.
Oh, Hermit, you are.
You know what to do, dude. D6 and D100.
Here we go.
It was like you hesitated. You take the wild
a
magic.
god amongst men. Well done, sir.
The hermit giveth and the hermit taketh away.
Thank you. 5.
So 90 and 5. Well, that's going to be interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, it's that one. Is this a 2-page one? Oh, it is. Pick the next bit. There we go. Oh. Eclipse, you're there concentrating so hard, and as you're concentrating, you're like, okay. The rest of you suddenly go, "Gah!" as Eclipse turns completely invisible, or disappears for as far as you're concerned. None of you know that Eclipse is there.
I'm just like, what? Well.
Oh no! It's
I mean,
a
she
box
disappears so
situation
often that I don't think that would be a surprise.
I mean, as far as you're concerned,
I'm probably not even looking.
She doesn't know the invisibility spell, does she?
I do.
Oh, she does. In that case, it looks exactly as when she goes invisible. She just whoop, she's gone.
Was she floating in a harmless demi-plane?
I'm just invisible, I think. Because I'm still here.
Yes, Corinne, Eclipse is invisible.
Cool.
The second it goes off, you look at your hand and go, can't see a hand.
I'm like, okay, I'm invisible. I attribute it to the weird magic thing.
Yeah, Hermit. Yeah, it's like, I'm invisible. This could be really advantageous if I were fighting something with eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, in a completely different fight, like the next fight they're going to go into in Golden City, this ability would be baller. But right now, no.
The energy we've seen going away, where has it been going? Because we've seen energy.
You have not seen energy disappear. You've seen energy snake out.
Yeah, where has
hitting things, and it's hit random objects and people and things. You can't see the energy that gets sucked away, the cold zones. You can only feel them when you walk into them.
Okay, so there's a lot of energy transfers happening at the moment, essentially. Now, would there be a way to stop that? I don't think there's anything I can do to stop that, because it feels like it would...
At a 9, you know the amount of energy that's currently passing to make those cold zones and to make those energy ribbons is an incredible amount of incredible amount of energy.
Yeah.
The energy is somewhere in the region of about 6th to 7th circle.
Is, would there... well, it's not concentrating. We can't break its concentration.
No.
Worth. Is...
If in doubt, get Satchel to just continue to crack it.
I might do, just because... I want to use this. Ooh, slow. Does anyone know slow? Okay, I'm gonna pull out my wand of wonder, because
Okay.
if I'm gonna have fucking random things happen, my target is the force field.
Sure.
May I just remind you, last time you used that, you cast a fireball on yourself in an oubliette.
Also, I did do the thing where, like, I think, like, where I'm like, oh, you think something awesome happened, but, like, nothing happened. So,
okay. Yeah. Okay. You pull out your wand of wonder. Roll me a D100, please, Corinne. And yes, it's a giggity. 61. You're like, right, here we go. Go! And as you do that, grass grows around you in a 60-foot radius. Everyone is now on grass.
Yeah. It grows on, around, like, where the green mesh was. It's just grass.
Yeah, 60 foot around you. It's all grass now.
Yeah. On the target, center Jordan target. So.
And you pointed at the thing. Wow. Yeah. On all of the bits of masonry that's inside it, they now have a lovely lush coating of green.
Yay!
You've made the large lumps of debris very slightly softer. Either that, or at least they will provide fertilizer wherever they land. Okay.
I will communicate as much as I can about the energies being transferred, and maybe someone smarter can do something with that.
Sure. Okay.
I will hide as bonus action.
You have hidden from the inanimate object with advantage because you're invisible. Yeah. Okay. Its turn. Okay. The ice storm doesn't go off this time. And let's see if that goes off. Ooh. Nick.
Yeah.
Please make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okie dokie. That was a 13.
A 13. Okay. Take 94 points of lightning damage as an energy ribbon hits you directly.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I am down. My parafat of wound closure goes off, and I'm immediately stabilized at 0.
Okay.
So I am just lying unconscious on the floor.
Okay. Yeah. The recharge dynamic went off. One of the and when these energy ribbons come out, they erupt from it, breaking buildings and all sorts of shit, creating craters on the ground. It hits Farewell. He gets thrown across the street, hits a wall with like a splat, charred all over, and hits the floor. At which point you see a flash from a piece of jewelry around his throat, and his chest starts to rise and fall.
Yeah.
Is that its turn, or
That's
is it more?
it. Yeah, when this thing goes off, the other things don't go off.
Well, that's kind of good, because otherwise we're probably all gonna have been dead.
My barrier disappears, by the way.
Whose turn is it now?
Glory.
Mine.
Glory's.
I'm a smoking corpse lying on the floor.
Right, you're a smoking unconscious person lying.
Yeah,
you're not
true.
cool.
You're not a corpse until.
Yeah, you didn't die again. You don't get to say it again. You've done that once.
Technically, with a parapet of wound closure. No. He went to
Don't give him an excuse to say
he didn't
I
get to
died.
death.
You know.
He didn't get to death.
It's like I'm 80 years old, don't you know?
So Glory, do your turn,
rapidly.
and then after Glory,
it's that same feel.
Well, Glory will say,
"Is it
for
cutscene?
fuck's sake!" And you can see her her half transformation where she gets all scaly with the dragon legs and wings, and she jumps up in the air because most of the things that have attacked us has been on the ground or the ground itself.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna stay in the air from now on.
Right.
And since Farewell's barrier went down, I actually want to prepare an action to cast Acid Wall underneath the thing if it pops.
Okay. So yeah, you just reach out and there's this this kind of disc cloud of acid underneath, ready to dissolve anything that falls through it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if this was in real life, basically you would have large items covered in acid, but in this case it will do what you want it to because magic. Okay. Anything else?
I mean, I would absolutely.
That's my bonus action and action.
Okay.
Do we get to do stuff?
So there's actually a cutscene before you go back to top of the round. Up on the wall, Duke Edmund, who's just freshly teleported there, starts commanding, "Point at that! All siege weapons! Load and fire!" And you can see that the soldiers are there, ting, 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 pulling it round 180 degrees. Near to that, leaning up against one of the crenellations on the wall, is a small blue figure in a tricorn hat.
Oh no!
He went up there just because he wanted to enjoy the view. He'd had a pretty good day the day before with angels and all sorts of weird shit like that, and he basically was just taking in the sights. He was trying to, hock a loogie onto the top of a guard's head below, when suddenly these people appeared and everybody got all shouty and rushy. So he kind of just stepped back. At which point, Duke Edmund turns around and says, "You there! I'll have no lollygagging in my presence. You, get up there and fire that now!" Huh? Yes, you there. Go and fire that against that thing in the sky. All right. I would like Hermit to roll me a d20, please. being that Scorm is not here. Okay.
Well, what's the plus on this thing?
Don't worry, I've got the plus here. So yeah, down on the ground, you watch as there's this, boom, and you can see this large bolt of energy hurtle over the top of the orb, and indeed, Felicia, sat in the kind of gunner seat. The little blue figure goes, and he goes, "What kind of gunner are you?" "I don't know." And the soldier looks up and goes, "What the hell are you doing there? Get out of the seat!" It picks up the little cobbled and throws it off to one side. He goes, "He's not a soldier, Your Grace." And he goes, "Oh, well, what the hell's he doing up here then? You over there, fire!" And you hear then after the original one. And by the way, that siege weapon is heading somewhere into the city now. The remaining ones, boom, 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 boom. Going back to you characters, Duke Edmund says there's a message spell that goes into your head, and Duke Edmund says, "Okay, we're firing at it too. Try not to get in the way of any of the artillery fire."
Right.
So he is now contributing as well. So Corinne, Kate, and Nick, what are you going to do?
Well,
I'm running over to Farewell and pour a healing potion down his throat.
Yep.
Because we have some, right? Because we always seem to have 3.
Yeah, you've got 3. And yeah, the Nick,
Which
you have
ones?
the delightful moment.
I don't know which.
They're just basic healing potions. You got a brace of 3 basics.
Basics. Is that how many D4 is there?
we also have the better
2d4
ones.
plus 2, 4?
2 plus D4 plus. A basic is 2d4 plus 2. But
Yeah.
I think we do have better ones as well.
Yeah, but right now that's what Cora has to hand,
Yeah.
and you get the lovely resuscitation of waking up whilst having liquid in your throat.
And-
That's fine. I'm used to that.
Can I do that as... I do that as an action, right?
Yes, to give it to somebody else is an action.
Then...
To drink it yourself is a bonus. To give it to somebody else is an action.
Okay, but I still have a bonus action. So I can still send off a Crown of Stars.
Yep.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me just check something. Using as an action. Okay. So Crown of Stars. Natural 20, 32 to hit.
Shit. Wow. And all of this is on D&D Beyond, so it's something where you just look and go, "Oh shit." Okay. Yeah, in that case, roll and double.
56.
56.
I think it's doubled for me. It says crit
Yeah,
over the
has.
top of it.
It has.
Yeah.
Rolled 8d12 for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. These large bolts from the siege, large kind of energy bolts from the siege weapons, arcane siege weapons, hit the thing, and when you hit harder than the siege weapons.
It's just a tiny little, like, bead of light that goes.
Yeah.
And when it's ended its turn, should have taken 48.
It
Oh,
does.
yes,
Yes, that's
it
true.
should have,
The
yes.
Wall of Light also does stuff. Yes.
Yeah. So Kate, roll me 48 because that needs to be applied to it as well. That thing is basically garroting it slowly.
Oh, it's not telling me. 25.
25. Yeah, this thing is starting to heavily destabilize now. Between what you've just done and the extra support from Duke Edmund now, this thing is put it this way: the pieces of masonry are starting to move very slowly. Nick, you're up, and so as in you're physically up and can do things, and Eclipse, you've got something that you can do as well.
I sort of sit up. Why did I wake up this morning? I knew I should have stayed in bed.
Cora's there bleeding from her nose and and various things as well, just going, "You're fine," slaps him on the back, like, "Let's do this."
Oh, that really hurts. Fine. Because this is quite a serious situation. Is everybody right? So 6 creatures that are in 30 feet of me. So that should be all my companions.
Yes. Yep.
They will regain. I cast Mass Cure Wounds at the 5th level. So everybody gets. So everybody but Cora gets 21. Cora gets, because of your uniqueness.
Mm-hmm.
How much do we get?
Cora gets 29.
And we get...
You get 21. I get 29.
21.
Yeah.
21.
I nearly put that as damage. Heal. Oh, that's better.
That feels nice.
I'm topped up.
There's just Farewell's head that just turns. just turns and just is like, why is it always me that gets put on the floor?
Right. All TPKs start with knocking the healer the fuck out, so
Yeah. I stand up, dust myself off, and that'll be me because I can't do anything else.
okay. Eclipse.
Lost.
This thing looks like it's going to destabilize soon at this rate.
Okay, well, I might as well attack it then if we're gonna do it this fucking dumb way.
We can't walk away from it. Is that wall is going to stay up unless I stop concentrating, remember?
Yeah, I'm gonna... Because Sashul can attack from 120 foot away. I'm gonna, start making my way back.
Yeah.
And as Sashul can attack, but I don't... Well, I'm invisible. Do I get advantage?
Not really.
Oh,
If you use your bonus action to do prepared strike, that will give you advantage, and therefore sneak attack.
Well, because... Pretty sure
It says if you're hidden. To be hidden, you have to be able to hide against something.
invisibility...
You're up against an inanimate object that doesn't have eyes, Eclipse. It doesn't matter if you're invisible.
Yeah, you can't hide from the
It
terrain.
can't see you anyways.
But if you use your bonus action, I will still allow sneak attack, because that's you basically focusing your to hit a vulnerable target, to hit where you believe the damage is most.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I can't do that and move.
Why not? You have a move action.
I think that thing requires me to stand still. I'm 90% sure. Features and traits. Steady aim. Yeah. After you split, your speed is 0 until end of your current turn. You can only use the bonus only if you haven't moved, and after you use it, your speed is 0. So I cannot use.
This may be a good thing. Staying still might be a good thing for you.
Okay. Well, Sasha!
Okay. Do the attack, and because you're doing the deadly aim, do it with advantage.
24.
24 hits. Roll for damage.
That one. No, wait, not that one. That one. Then.
D10 plus D6 plus sneak attack.
Yeah. Uh, 45 plus 5. 50.
Sashul goes straight into the center. Everything starts to shake and move. There's a cracking sound like thunder. It is not broken yet, but it does appear to be just about to explode.
Cool. I can't do more actions.
You are in danger that if any more damage happens to it, it may explode.
Okay.
Now, considering you have a giant radiant garrote going through it, I suggest you move.
Well, I can't move.
Well, no, that's in next round. I suggest you move.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all 3 of you. That's gone. It goes. And it's...
Simon, I would just like to correct you on something. Is it on its turn that it takes the damage from
at the end of its turn? Yeah.
Yes.
So let's take a look. And it'll be taking acid damage around that time as well, won't it?
Well, that I think.
No, I was throwing up the wall so that to catch any.
It just catches debris. Okay, cool. I just wanted to clarify that. Okay. First of all, so the ice storm is completely destabilized. I rolled a 2 on that, so that doesn't go off. In that case, it's just 2 street attacks. So Cora.
He's no more hurty. Me hurty much.
Cora, doesn't 18 hit you?
Oh, I think just I think it's 17. So let me just double check. But I think so. Yeah, 17 armor class.
Yeah, so it just hits you. 26 damage.
Yeah. I didn't click that it was attacking us from the floor. Otherwise, we've got so many flying items. Why I didn't even click that was the thing.
I didn't think about it.
Part of the challenge was get up off the floor. I said the cobblestones were lashing at you.
Well,
so.
I just thought stuff. I didn't really. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, cool.
And then Glory is immune because she did start flying. So doesn't 18 hit Eclipse?
No.
Okay, you're starting to get an idea of your surroundings, and a barrel kind of explodes next to you. But as it does so, you dive out of the way, and you get none of the slashing damage you would have got from that, which would have been 50. It's only a minor.
Yeah, it wasn't the fucking ground eating me again.
Yeah, that was what got Kate this time, was the ground eating. Okay. At the end of its turn, it takes 48. So, Kate, can you please roll that?
Not amazing. 11. I rolled
11?
like a 1, a 2, and a 4 and a 4.
Okay.
But still.
Glory. Give me it's your turn now. As a free roll at the beginning, give me an Arcana check.
1 second.
Oh, I should have done Hellish Rebuke when it hit me. I keep forgetting about that.
Arcana check, you said?
Mm-hmm.
14.
14. So now that you see it kind of destabilizing, you're able to get that moment of study in. And when you look at it, you go, right, so the stasis field is drawing so much energy from the nearby area that as the energy is passing through things, random magical things are happening. In some cases, it's drawing in so much energy or too much energy in a single round that the excess energy ends up arcing off it. The cold is actually it drawing the energy. And then the energy is being replaced by the maelstrom. So, okay, that's all well and good, but that fucker's about to explode. We better get out of here.
Yeah.
This thing is about to go critical. What do you want to do?
If it's about to go critical, does my prepared action of the acid wall go off? Because I did say when it was about to blow up.
Yep, acid wall goes up.
Lovely.
They have a reaction to do something as well.
No, that was a prepared.
Oh.
So that should have gone up at the end of its turn, not my turn.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how fast the carpet goes in comparison to us running, for example, but
the carpet's much faster.
So I think, like,
than the carpet.
I mean, knowing in hindsight, we should have jumped on the carpet a long time ago. But anyway, maybe we should jump on the carpet and just zoom.
Sure, I'll pull out the carpet and get it ready.
Now my wall will disappear, I guess, when I go further than 120 feet, or not?
No.
Just concentration.
Once you put it up, it's there for your concentration.
Oh, I didn't roll a concentration thing when I got hit.
Oh yeah, you need to do that.
What do I do?
Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, it's a natural 19. 21?
That's fine. You're good.
Whew.
I will use the badge to tell everyone, like all green organizations in the area, get out of range now. This is gonna blow up.
Yeah.
As my acid shield goes out, and
I go on the on the carpet.
Yeah, and Gloria will use her wings to fly.
Okay. Yeah, you're just getting the fuck out of there. It's like, yep, I'm just gonna. Sure.
I'm putting up what shield I can, and then yeet.
Yeah,
you know?
getting out of there so that you can maintain it. Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense. Okay, Felicia. No, Felicia's done. Corinne, Kate, and Nick.
They said carpet and then fly away, I think.
Yeah. I'm basically collecting what I can.
Might not be visible anymore, by the way, because I used an attack action.
You're still invisible.
Okay. I'm like, I'm here! I'm here!
They can't hear you.
Oh.
I used my message spell. I'm here! I'm here!
Now they hear us here.
Who are you doing that to?
Also, I'm here doesn't help us. We'll just wait for you to get on the carpet and tell us you're on the carpet.
I want to know who's it going to be.
Well, is that too?
Probably Farewell, the one who's driving.
I'd be like, you can sprint faster than anything. Just run, you fucking moron.
Oh, yeah. And I run. I double my speed and I triple dash.
Yeah.
So that's 60, 120,
there's a sonic boom
180.
goes off as Eclipse hits the speed of sound. She gets up to about Mach 1.
That's ridiculous, isn't
and
it?
then she realizes
180 foot in
6
seconds.
6 seconds.
Yeah. Technically, when she hits that sonic boom, she has to slow down slightly and drop back under Mach 1. As she was generating so much speed and lift, she started taking off. And then the speed and gravity kicked in, and she came back down on the floor.
I'm sure if Mike were here, he would have some sort of reference for the Speed Force. He's a Flash fan. You get that. You start darting down the side streets as a very injured Farewell pulls out the carpet, and off you go. Okay. So I'm not going to get you to roll, but to give you an idea, Kate, the thing that you put going through the middle of this orb, 10 minutes is 60 rounds. Yeah. 60 rounds at 4d6 would have been 240 d6 over 10 minutes.
140
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. So yeah, you could have just put that through there, and I don't even know if I could put 140 d6 onto this thing.
Oh, I bet you could.
D&D Beyond. 140 d6. I can do that.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity.
Clicking. I'm at 70.
Are you having to do them one at a time?
I think there's a way to type them, but I'm doing it one at a time. 130, 140. My screen is just dice.
Does it give a result?
It will give a result in a minute. It just needs all of them to actually physically roll. 496.
Okay, to give you an idea, this thing started at 480 something hit points. Just that one action by Cora, just doing this and walking away and just concentrating on it for 10 minutes, would have garroted this thing over time.
Yeah, but it's not nearly as fun as what we did.
Oh, no, it wasn't. And the whole point of this challenge is that you didn't know what you're up against, so you had to try a few things. Yeah, so you get...
What's combat without a near-death experience?
Exactly. You get about a block away. Actually, quite a few blocks away. You get about 3 or 4 blocks away when suddenly there's this sucking in of air and then this explosion. You hear slamming sounds throughout the neighborhood. Some screams, and then quiet, kind of like a susurrus of light rubble that eventually is the last of that experience. And then silence. You hear some people screaming a few streets away, but you know that you've at least managed to stop it from drawing all that energy out. And you've beaten it. What do you want to do? And bear in mind that this is like the final scene.
What? I mean, obviously Cora wants to now go to the pub and have a nice pub lunch and a drink and rest.
Renata out of pocket dimension.
Oh, sure. Get her fine. You know, like what's she been doing?
That's the one I was looking for.
Hold on. Can we not have just an hour? Come on, just an
No,
hour.
we can't leave her in there.
Why? It's a pocket dimension.
Put her in the nice one. Don't worry.
In a nice, comfortable demi-plane.
Her friends could have looked after her, but did they? Her organisation? No. Left us to it.
I mean, they saw Renata disappear, so they thought she was safe.
Well, that's a stupid thing to think, isn't it? She vanished, so she must be fine.
You got to remember, when was the last time
disappeared and been hurt?
We had a couple of hours without, the extra set of eyes checking in on us,
Yeah, so
I think let's at least have a nice lunch and a thing, and then let her out.
The argument is that we need to check if she's okay, because we don't know.
I'll buy you some nice fish.
No, let's check out if she's actually okay, because if we leave her there for too long...
in the fish market.
Yeah.
If we... No, guys...
I'll even do a round trip to Naruka and I'll get you some meatballs.
No. If we leave her there for too long... She will, if she was hurt somehow, she will just be dead. Let's get her out.
I've got resurrect. It's all good.
Is she not in some sort of stasis? I have no
No,
idea.
it's a demi-plane. It's just a room in the middle of nowhere.
It's a demi-plane.
We're not waiting. We're not waiting.
Basically, you need to go to wherever all of her people buggered off to, which is probably the pub, to be fair. Where else would they go? And open the thing and dump her with the people so that we can go and have a lunch. Because we've done our job. They should do something.
Work in harness and get some lunch, and I'll pull Renata
We'll pull her out. She'll probably want some lunch as well. Exactly. Over lunch.
It might be time sensitive. Pull her out now.
We're literally travelling to the Hawk and Harness. We're probably there by the time we stopped arguing. Pull her out. Go get lunch. Done.
I mean, the speed that you're going at, because bear in mind, you have to land somewhere.
Well, also... I mean, she's
will
going
actually say it probably only takes
miles
you
an
a couple
hour.
of rounds to get to the Hawk and Harness anyway. So.
I mean, where was she running? Where were you running to, Eclipse?
Probably underneath you. Yeah.
But but you're traveling so much faster than us, so.
Yeah, she's stopping every now and again and making sure you're keeping up. So.
All right. Well, we're I mean, I'm definitely going to be late. Fair, we'll just head to the Hawk and Harness. I mean, where else are we going to go? So head to the Hawk and Harness, and then we can argue about this all we want over lunch with pulling around.
Okay, so you land in the carpet. Glory lands just with her wings, and it takes you a second to shrug it off, Eclipse, but you finally manage to make yourself audible and visible again. And you basically say, right, Renata, get her out now, kind of thing. Yeah. Glory, are you doing that?
Let's at least get into the back room, in case she's...
It takes less than a round, so fine. Yeah, okay. You take her into the back room. Okay.
And then we pull Renata out.
Sure. As you do that, there are plenty of green operatives around you. They went back here as a holding zone. And for your purposes, Corinne, no amount of time would have changed the following cutscene. You, Glory, you gesture, and a portal appears. The portal opens, and inside is... what does the inside of your demiplane look like? I mean, it's only like a 5x5 room, but...
Well, I can open different ones. I guess I would have sent her into the guest one, where there's like nice sofas and tea set if needed, you know?
Yep. Obviously, she just dropped through a portal into the middle of this place. So she landed on, I'm going to say, a coffee table with a tea set. Tea set's fucked.
That's fine.
Landing in the middle of the crashed table, lying there, is Renata Green. Standing over her with a bloody knife, with her blood poured all over the place, is a manically grinning man. He has no hair. You're guessing he was human at some point, but his skeleton seems to be altered. There's almost like this synthetic molding part of him.
Is this in the demiplane? I'm confused.
In the demiplane.
You guys probably came in with me to grab her, so...
So in the demiplane, she's dead.
In the demiplane,
in theory.
She's on the floor. Her throat has been cut. There's blood everywhere. And hyperventilating and smiling at you as the door opens is a human. That fucked up looking human. I mean, we're talking like the shit that happened to Deadpool type fucked up. And he's there holding a glowing knife, just hyperventilating and smiling.
All right, Cora.
At that point, in the moment that you're shocked, Noki pulls out a witchlock pistol and shoots the guy.
I was gonna say hold person, but that works too.
It hits him in the chest. He dies instantly and is thrown up against the wall with the force of the witchlock. Noki runs in, and
I've already cast before that even gun's gone off. I've already cast Spare the Dying because I can do that at range.
Spare the Dying fails.
Oh, good thing we got Diamond.
Well, that's not a problem. We can fix this.
You have a dead Renata Green at your feet. However, at your level, this isn't necessarily a bad
It's a minor inconvenience.
It's a minor inconvenience.
How long has she been dead?
By your reckoning, it took you a few rounds to get to the Hawk and Harness. You've been fighting for about 4 rounds. Well, it was 5 rounds, sorry. So that's about 30 seconds, probably coming up to the minute now.
Okay,
But
and then...
If we're still less than a minute...
But some of it may have happened before.
Yeah.
As well.
Any obvious signs of poisons, diseases, curses, or any other maledictions that may be affecting the body?
The knife in his hand seems to have some sort of magic on it. You need to identify it. But
Glory, if you'd be so kind.
But there's no... there doesn't seem to be any evidence of your list on Renata's person. Looks like she's died from just bleeding out of the neck. She's Red Wedding died.
I trust Farewell to take care of Renata, so I will inspect the blade.
When you go up and you start inspecting the blade, you realize that there's no spell that would have made this. This has been made by divine means. It has evocation as part of it. Seems to be, as you're trying to form the words, you go, knife of flesh sculpting? Maybe.
An architect thing.
And as you're there
Definitely.
identifying it, the knife loses its power and becomes mundane.
Yeah.
Right. But as far as I'm aware, there's no magical diseases, curses, or any effects on her body that I can tell.
She's just dead.
Okay.
She's dead by loss of blood.
Sanguination. That's a shitty way to go. So, I will.
Person
I
being
will
torn
cast...
apart by sharks.
That really hurt. You make fun of the fact that I go on about the fact that I died, but that really hurt. And
I've actually been in 2 games now where somebody's been torn apart by sharks.
Yeah, it really hurts. So I'm lecturing you on how much it hurts. I place a diamond to her chest and I cast Revivify.
Revivify fails.
If it's been more than a minute.
Well, no. If it's been more than right, okay. Well, you know what?
Revivify is a minute.
It might have been a minute or 2. Fair enough. Fine.
Duke Edmund appears
in the corner,
and he runs up to her and says, "Get her to the cathedral now! Resurrection."
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
He's not talking to you, and his wizards, all 4 of them, actually no, he has to pull her out the demiplane, so he drags her out the demiplane.
Well, we don't let him because we're resurrecting her. We're telling him we're resurrecting her.
Yeah, can I do something?
Yeah, go on.
I don't want her to be dragged away. The whole point of this is that I can actually deal with this.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. He's coming in. He's throwing his weight around. If you want to tell him to stop, tell him to stop.
That's what I did. That's what I said. You cool. In the corner.
That's what you meant by in the corner. I thought you meant she's in the corner.
No.
So yeah, you tell him to back up, and he's like, "Well, do something, man."
I can understand why now they say something like "eat the rich." Oh, I know what you're doing, you cheeky shit. Are you... Question.
Mm-hmm.
She's old. Impossibly old. Potentially. Or at least the soul is potentially very, very old. How old's the flesh?
From basic medical assessment in front of you, she seems to be a woman in her late 20s. The flesh seems to be about 28 years old. And because she's redhead, well, the rest of it, she's very youthful for 28. I mean, she's 28, but the skin looks 23.
Okay, so we're not playing the whole. The body is technically more than a century old, and thus I can't resurrect it.
Nope, the body's. I will give you, even out of character, the body is absolutely fine for purposes of the spells that you're using.
Okay. In that case, we spend an hour and we cast Raise Dead.
Absolutely.
Raise Dead, you don't mean resurrection?
Yeah, don't do Raise Dead on it.
Resurrection and Raise Dead are practically the same thing, but the only difference between Raise Dead works on anything that's been dead no more than 10 days, and Resurrection works on anything that's been dead for no more than a century. That's the literal only difference between the two spells.
Okay.
You put the ritual together, and you start to cast it. The ritual goes well. No need for a roll. You've got everything around you. Anything that you need in that hour, you get them in supplies in, in a timely manner. Things get teleported to you. You set everything up. In that time, some of the more eminent priests of Ostergald also turn up. They agree that you've got this. You're one of the more powerful priests in the city. They perform the help action to the ritual. And everybody afterwards will swear upon their soul that you did everything right. At the conclusion of the ritual, Renata Green's body evaporates into the ether. You know that you haven't brought Renata Green back. She's dead.
Or as Felicia said, might have a clone.
Oh, she could have many things.
Well, a clone
When you
is very
finish,
likely.
Duke Edmund is kind of hopeless with asking, well, what happened? What happened?
I don't know.
All of the clerics are there saying, well, we must work under the assumption that she's dead, sir. They don't know what you know, remember.
I wouldn't work under the assumption she's dead.
Well, what's happened to her, man? I saw her throat cut and now her body's evaporated.
The fact that the resurrection didn't work would either signify that she's actually dead or she had some other fail-safe in case of her death.
Yeah, so I
had a certain amount of education, madam, and I happen to know that if you try to use this and the soul has already moved on, then it fails.
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
but
the
this
soul,
didn't
it's
just
not that it's
fail.
moved on, it's decided it doesn't want to come back. So it's either that, or there is what happened to Farewell, and there is a clone.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I didn't come back. This is
A
not
clone? What is this word, clone?
Oh, imagine a complete identical duplicate of yourself to the absolute T, with all of your practical memories and experiences, but with a slight caveat of it wants to kill you and it knows that you exist.
But not quite.
Farewell, don't mess with the Duke. It is
You mean
powerful
a doppelganger? That's not another her, that's a different thing.
No, Farewell is messing about. So a clone, it's a magical construct, essentially, that if you die...
I don't want a magical construct, I want her!
Eclipse, let me explain. Duke, it is a powerful wizarding spell where you create a extra body in case of your death. And upon your death, your soul will automatically go to that body in order to continue live your life.
Well, why didn't you say so? So what you're saying is that she somehow cheated death?
Essentially,
Likely.
yes, we believe so.
Excellent. Find her.
Now that we can do. I mean, or at least the Green Organization will do our utmost to find her.
Well, I'll ratify that you are currently in command of the Green Organization and that you should use all of their assets to be able to find her. I hear there's a large amount of magic types there. I shall also extend to you my greatest seers. I shall also send a message immediately to the Empress to get the Imperial Seer to come to you as well.
Very well. Her knowledge will be invaluable in the search.
Very well. And also, I want to find out what the hell happened there. I want to report on my desk in the morning.
So do we.
Very pissed off, he marches out.
And once he's out of the demi-plane, Glory will just turn toward the Eclipse and Farewell with the most mean glare she can muster.
It's not my fault.
You really had to rile him up, didn't you?
It's not my fault. He's become more of an asshole since he fucked his own son up.
Yes, but he's nobility.
I don't care.
Nobility can still be assholes. In fact, they're probably more likely to be.
Most of them are assholes. I'm just saying that if you play them correctly, they're more of an asset.
True, which is why 9 times out of 10, I'm quite happy to let you play your wonderful game that you're very good at. But you know what? I don't like it when I'm trying to figure something out and somebody keeps stomping over the top of it, and that's the third time he's done that now. So I was a little upset with him. I don't like it when things don't work properly and I can't figure it out, and I couldn't figure that out, and he just chose his timing wrong. So I apologize, Glory. I know you're going to have to work very hard to sort of mend that relationship, but still.
No problem. I'll fix it. Either way, we have an organization to run now.
Yeah, an
and
organization.
A search to organize.
Yes. Also, Farewell, if you want to, you could try and confirm with the Raven Queen if the Renata has decided that she does not want to come back and fuck out of this, or if she's cloned herself.
I mean, I will double check, of course, but my gut feeling and my experience with her suggests
She's smart
that
enough
either
to have a fail-safe.
Exactly, Glory, exactly. Or whatever has happened to her has definitely happened against her will. I have a feeling that the likelihood is that the idea was that the architect wanted her soul and has probably snatched that away.
That's the other option, yes.
Yes, my three options are simply she has genuinely given up, and as such has either is roaming around as a revenant spirit, which would be interesting. I wonder what would go on there, or has passed on.
That is most unlikely one, because
that's the most unlikely one. Or that she has gone into failsafe numbers 10 through 5 billion, or the architect has her soul. Those are the ones that seem the most reasonable for me. But we will learn nothing from hanging around here, because there's nothing left of her whatsoever, Simon. No details, no dust.
Her clothes are still there.
Okay, so
yeah, only her body kind of
right. So I gather up all the physical materials that I have.
One of the people in the crowd is Merrick, who has calmed down in the last, since we first met him, and he's kind of a more stable individual now. He comes in kind of apologetically, kind of says, "I know what that man is. We've been hunting his kind down." Kind of scampers up to it.
It's useful information.
Scampers up and lifts the thing. Goes, huh? Yeah. The body modification, the robes, pendant around his neck. This is a disciple of the Forgotten Child. One of the many cults to come out of the architect when he touched the minds of anybody he could before he left. We thought we'd got them all.
How did he penetrate? I want to know, Glory. How did he penetrate the demiplane? I thought nobody else but you could open it.
He didn't. This. He was in her shadow. I've heard of these. Brings it off to one side, starts taking out a knife, cuts the starts cutting the clothing, opens it up and goes, here you go. See these markings on the body? Part of his modification. He can step inside someone's shadow and become as if shadow himself. Means that he can jump in. If somebody's just walking down the street or something like that, he can literally walk behind them as long as they don't detect him, step into the shadow and completely disappear. It means that they can infiltrate from one to another. Also, they have another horrible thing. The people that they kill, they can take the guise off. So anyone that they kill, they can make themselves look like it. Horrible, horrible creatures. And he says, I'll take this out of this demiplane for you. Starts dragging it away. Says, I'll make sure he never comes back as well.
Thank you.
Stops just outside and says, unless, of course, Mr. Barebones would like to speak to him post-mortem.
Yeah, that was kind of the plan.
In that case, I shall make sure that he's watched. I'll get some of my men on it. Drags it off to one corner, and two very hairy, kind of feral-looking guys that you've seen quite a lot. They're Merrick's bodyguards kind of just stand there, making sure that nobody comes near. They loom as all bounces
very
everywhere.
Sort of quietly to everybody. Was he always that creepy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or have I only just sort of started paying attention? Because
You were doing
I remember
your
he was
utmost
weird.
not to pay attention before farewell.
Yeah, he was a necromancer when you met him.
I know. And
he's just a high-functioning necromancer right now.
and Farewell never really liked him, and Farewell still doesn't like him. But he's sort of stood there thinking like, I just thought he was just horrible because he's a necromancer. But was he always that weird? I mean, is that like a level of weirdness?
He's been hunting down evil cults and having to infiltrate them. So he's. It's like spies who've been under for too long. He's a bit weird, but he's more stable now. Last time he was dealing with crazy shit, taking up residual souls and making batteries out of them. Now
tell him that wasn't a good idea and not good for him, but nobody listens to Farewell.
So that's where we'll pick up next time. You get a Q&A session with the killer. Which I know is quite fast because you've only got 3 questions, is it?
Yeah. 3 questions, yes.
Yeah. So you get 3 questions with the killer, and then after that, regrettably, you have to go to the Golden City. Okay. So that's where we'll leave it for tonight. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed our particular brand of chaos, join us on our Discord. The link is in the channel notes. You can subscribe to support with what we do. That normally gets saved up until we go to Dragon Meet, and then we normally buy like t-shirts and shit for people. Generally, just don't be a stranger. We've got a weekend ahead. Lots of people playing different games. I'm going to be haranguing Felicia to play some Don't Starve, and give us a shout, and we will do a very quick raid. I have got somebody that we need to go to, but we'll go to the see you soon screen. And, don't be a stranger. See us on the Discord. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Let us know.